Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. We're here to do a little life update here in our future bathtub.
It was the only spot in the house we could find to sit.
Yeah, because everything's still super delayed on the house, which we'll get into here in a second. But
Nash, can you go turn on the AC? A little warm today. The watch says 91 degrees and kind of feels like a sauna in the house. It's not too bad, but I'm going to start dripping sweat here in a minute. Sorry.
you know, it doesn't feel too bad. I mean, right now, yes, because we're upstairs and there's no windows open. But when we walked out of the gym today at like 2, it was 100 degrees and it felt pretty nice.
Yeah, so we'll just start here. Overall impressions of Las Vegas. We've been here since January. It was winter, it was cold, and we've gone through spring, I guess, and now it's into the 90s. It's going to be hitting 100 this week. And I still am definitely loving Vegas for the most part. There's little things that I don't love, one being the wind, which I'm told is not typical, but it's been very windy lately, and that sucks. It just is annoying. And then the other thing is traffic. Right now, because of where we're staying, I spend 35 minutes getting to work in the morning and then 45, 50 to get home in the afternoon. And I kind of hate that. It takes everything in me to not just be a total grumpy curmudgeon over that. Anyway, we're going to live a lot closer to my job once this place is done. But aside from those things, Vegas has been a lot of fun. There's always stuff to do. There's great food here. Honestly, the heat hasn't bothered me one bit. I actually really like it, and I'm thinking the pool is going to be even nicer when it's over 100 degrees, to be honest. So yeah, it's been great for me.
I would say the same for me and for us as a family. Yeah, the heat feels great so far. Although yesterday we did walk over to the park because they were having this like outdoor fair type thing, and it was super sunny and no shade, and it was hot.
And it was barely any wind at all. So yeah, that we lasted maybe an hour, and thought we either need an ice cold frozen beer or we need to go get in the pool, which we went and got in the pool. So I think the trick is when it's hot, you're just not spending a ton of time outside. You have to be strategic about it.
It's kind of like the opposite of Alaska, where when it's dead winter, you have to be strategic about being outside, and you're usually inside most of the time. And so it's like we're entering into that new season here for us where we're probably going to be inside a lot more, but having a pool definitely is going to be very helpful. Because yesterday we spent a couple hours in the pool after getting back from the park and felt amazing. So
and we got auto start on the car. We got the
I know it's not ceramic. It was like a step above ceramic.
Anyway, we got the car windows tinted. We thought ceramic was the nicest one, but they've come out with a new one since then that's even nicer. It cuts down the temperature even more. So we got that. Those two investments cost us something like $1,500 between the two of them. That was a shocker because it wouldn't cost even a third of that in Anchorage. But we got that done, so it's going to help us out this summer. So overall, for this first update, we're loving Vegas. Glad we're here. It was a great choice for us.
The next update is our health, which is always going to be something that we...
this says it all.
Are
we're struggling.
Yeah, I would say we're both the heaviest we've been in a long time. We're having to really fight for wins, not having our own place. And
yeah, we made that health video a while back. Go watch it if you haven't. We know how to get in shape. We know how to be healthy and lose weight, all that stuff. But honestly, this has been probably the most challenging time that we can remember in our life. And
since we've been married.
The short reason why I say that is because it's a combination of a few very, very, very stressful things, and we're struggling to find wins in this season. So not having your own place has been very stressful. One bathroom for the four of us is alone something that's like daily a thing. We're like, what the heck? How do we manage this? And then work for me has been very stressful, although I'll get to that in a minute. It's improved, but very, very stressful situation at work. And then this house and the delays that have happened, along with rising interest rates that are making our payment go up. Basically, this has been a very, very, very tough season for us. So health is, I think, the more stressed out you are, the harder it is going to be to stay healthy.
Yeah.
And we still go to the gym and all that, but I got sick over 2 weeks ago. I'm still kind of dealing with it a little bit. I just got knocked on my butt. She went through it, and there's been people coming in town. So as soon as people come in, like everything just goes out the window when it comes to goal setting, at least for us, because we're just really weak people that can't stick to a plan or discipline ourselves. And
we like to party.
I mean, that's just it. We're going to go have wings after this, to be honest, because someone invited us. But essentially, we're kind of holding steady with our weight. I'm still 195 pounds, and we're both just kind of stagnant. And whatever. We've talked about going to get on a weight loss pill. I don't think we're going to do that, but we're just going to keep making it a goal and talking about it and kind of hitting ourselves in the forehead going, come on, let's get with the program. Yeah. So we're trying to increase our protein intake. Basically, we're going for 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight that we want to be at. So for me, I'm going to try to eat at least 175 grams of protein per day. She's going to eat at least 100. You want to be 100 pounds?
My goal is like 140.
Yeah, so 140 grams of protein a day for her, and then beyond that, just be smart, keep calories limited, make sure or try to be in a deficit, a caloric deficit, and keep lifting heavy at the gym when we can make it, which there are reasons coming up that we cannot go to the gym much over the next couple of weeks, and that's just part of life, but we're just going to keep going at it and doing the best we can. We know that eventually we'll be in a season where we can be more focused. We'll take advantage of that, hopefully, and make some gains. But that's our health update.
With interest rates continuing to go up, we aren't going to be able to afford to do anything because we'll have this house payment. So maybe we'll just naturally lose weight by eating beans and rice.
Yeah. So maybe we'll go into that next. The house update.
Yeah.
Really, we don't have one. We're not getting any communication from the builder. Occasionally we'll reach out to try to get something out of them, but
which it shouldn't be like that.
It shouldn't. We really value open, honest, consistent communication, especially in a situation like this where tension is high. There's a lot of expectations on our part because we want what we want it now. We're human, and the best thing you can do in a tough situation is over communicate. That is the best policy, and we don't seem to be operating under that policy.
Yeah, even if there was no updates, like a weekly email that was just, hey, here's where we're at, we hit these delays. Like, we're finding out a lot of stuff about the delays from another YouTuber that is a little more aggressive in getting information from the builder out. And so we shouldn't have to be watching somebody else on YouTube to get information about our house. So not ideal, but...
Sorry, I'm distracted. Nash, are you doing the pee dance? They're still able to make progress on our home because they haven't done the stucco, and as far as we know, those contractors are available and working, and they could do the insulation, they could do the roof, they could do the driveway. Those are all things that we're continuing to see done on our street, but then we may or may not hit that same drywall bottleneck that's hanging up pretty much the whole neighborhood. Although the other YouTuber that is posting videos in the neighborhood has noticed that there is some drywall going up on homes that were started after ours. It's a very curious situation, but the last we heard was July, August as a completion time frame. Why they can't narrow that down, I don't know, but at any rate, we don't care a whole lot at this point because we found out that I have to go to Oklahoma City for 2 months, the entire month of July and August. So this kind of gets into the work update. If you don't know, I'm an air traffic controller. I was working at Anchorage Center, which is an en route facility, and moved down here to work at Las Vegas Tracon, which is a terminal facility responsible for sequencing in and out of the local airports. But I came down here, and the best way I can describe it is I generally know and am familiar with air traffic as a whole, but when you move to a different type of facility in a different location, virtually everything is different. So it was an extremely stressful situation for me trying to show up to work and go through classes, go through the simulator, and then get onto the floor, we call it, and work with live traffic. It was a lot to learn, and I was feeling it. Like, it was high pressure. I wasn't exactly catching on as quick as I would hope or want to, but it was just a lot to learn and very, very, very stressful. It was hard for me to walk into work, honestly, because I knew what I was going to be facing, and it's not an easy training environment. You're dealing with live situations, and the pace is like, come on, you have a situation. There's two planes going at each other. What are you going to do? Go, 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 go. Come on. Like, you got to recall all this stuff. You got to perform when there's someone else plugged in with you, and you don't really have time to think. It's a very instinctual thing that comes from just a massive knowledge bank that you have to recall, like that. And typically it takes years for people to train and be able to certify and do that professionally. And I've been at it for a few months now, and it's kind of like, okay, come on, let's go. And hard to explain, but the pressure is just a little bit higher for my situation. So come to find out, I was supposed to go to these classes in Oklahoma before getting to the facility. It's a part of the FAA's training program. If you go from an en route facility to a terminal environment, meaning the TRACON or the tower, you have to go back to Oklahoma City, which is the FAA's training hub, and go through training to get you up to speed on new equipment, new procedures, and all the above. And so the training manager where I work was going, whatever the reason might be, you didn't end up in those classes, and you have to go to those classes. So training is kind of on hold for me, and I'm going to continue to learn while I'm there, but I'm not going to be working with the actual aircraft in the sky until I come back from Oklahoma City and have these classes under my belt. So it's a huge relief, to be honest. It all pays the same, which is great. Mm-hmm. And this is a chance for me to really study and get to know the book side of things. And then these classes are a chance to get to know the equipment and the terminal procedures that I've never worked with most of my career. So again, July and August, we're going to be in Oklahoma City, which I'm pretty excited about because I was actually stationed at Tinker Air Force Base for a few years. I know I was in the Navy, but I was stationed at Air Force Base. Crystal went to college out in Shawnee or some weird place outside of Oklahoma City. So we both know a handful of people there, and we both know several restaurants that we've been thinking about ever since we've been to them. And this will be a great chance to go as a family and just change up the scenery, see some old friends, eat some food that we're very excited about, and
we're gonna have a little 3-bedroom, 2-bath, like townhome type thing, which will be great for all of us. The kids have been sharing a room, and they're 9 and 7. They get along for the most part, but
they'll get their own room.
Yeah, they'll have their own room, which is really fun. And we're actually gonna drive to Oklahoma City, and we're actually doing it twice because he has another class in June for training in Oklahoma City, and we're gonna drive and do kind of like a test run to see what the trip's gonna be like. I mean, it's what is it, 16 hours?
It's a 16-hour drive.
Yeah.
And it's about, let's just call it 1,200 miles, a little less. But the nice thing is that hybrid we got gets about 48 miles to the gallon, and I calculated it out. It's going to be like basically 3 tanks of gas and maybe a couple $100 in gas the whole way there. So
yeah, that'd be nice.
It's
way cheaper than flying.
Well, when I did the calculation, I think it was going to be like 300 total round trip. And I know gas prices are up and down, but in Oklahoma they're like under $4. They could be at $4 now, but the gas is a lot cheaper out east. But anyway, it's going to be
it'll be way cheaper because I just looked at flights. Like the cheapest of the cheap were $650 to get from Vegas to Oklahoma for one person.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, so we're gonna drive.
Yeah, we're gonna drive. But yeah, we're pumped. The kids are excited. Like we said, we have friends there that have kids, our kids' age. So that's gonna be fun. I think dealing with hot and humid is gonna be interesting because it's been so long since we've been in that kind of climate. They do have a Lifetime up near Edmond, which is going to be like a 30-minute drive from where we're at. And you don't have to transfer or do anything to your membership. You just go and do the same thing you do here, checking in. So that'll be a really fun thing for us to continue doing when we're down there.
It could be a chance for us to focus on health if we choose to go that route. Like I said, there's a ramen spot that is to die for. There's a Chinese place that...
It's like an hour away. And
it's worth it. Fully worth it. The last thing that I was wanting to throw in here was basically with our finances. For years now, we've been wanting to grow our wealth. We started 12 years ago budgeting. We got out of debt real early. We did all that kind of beginner stuff that allows you to just kind of clean up your finances. So we're making decent money. We have zero debt, and we know how to live below our means. But for a few years now, we've been wanting to go to the next level and get into investment properties or start a business or get some passive income going to where we can just have a higher quality of life and get me to where I don't feel like I have to show up to a regular job in order to sustain our lifestyle. It would feel a lot better to go there because I want to rather than I have to. So this is a season for us, and we're both kind of ramping up our skin in the game when it comes to this, but we want to start exploring purchasing an investment property. And we've already begun to talk to a realtor. Crystal's going to start a class, a 12-week kind of boot camp thing through Bigger Pockets, which is a resource to get started into real estate. And we're saving aggressively. We're starting to like position ourselves basically to get this place financed, which is hopefully in August, and then later in the fall purchase some sort of property that we'll rent out and get our investment or our real estate investment empire started and growing. And I think we're at a point now where we are ready to make sacrifices. I am especially, but here in the next year or two, we hope to make some big moves that'll not only catapult us into more financial freedom, but just get us started down that road of maybe if I want to retire before I'm eligible to retire, I could.
Yeah.
I mean, that kind of feeling or freedom in your life is invaluable. I think we both agree that time is our most precious resource. Spending time as a family or having the time to go do the things you want. It's my main aim at this point is to get us to where if we want to take 2 weeks and just go somewhere, we can, and I'm not strapped down to any sort of job or system that would prevent us from doing that. So yeah, that's a new thing that we're doing, and hopefully we'll make some quick gains on that this year.
Yeah, it's exciting.
So, kids, do you want to come over and talk about what you think of Vegas so far? Come on up onto our bathtub platform. What do you guys think of Vegas so far?
I'm sweaty like you.
I know, yeah, it's because I'm
sweaty.
fat.
Half love, half good.
Half love, half good.
Nice.
Okay, so no bad at all? Okay.
I like the strip a lot.
Okay.
I like my friends at Lifetime.
Of course.
And I like living with Grandma and Grandpa.
Okay, what about you, Nash?
Seeing my friends at Lifetime and going to the strip. But the most thing I do not like about the strip is the Peacock Girls.
They got them butt cheeks hanging out.
Yes.
Hey, everyone's got butt cheeks, and that's okay. We feel like the kids overall are enjoying Vegas. They complain about the heat a little bit, which is, hey, can't blame them for being Alaskan kids. But I think we're all enjoying being able to be outside more and be active. Spending hours in the pool is
Game
a
changer.
very, very special thing for us, and we absolutely love it. 3 or 4 hours at a time. It's just cool. And these kids are fish at this point. Nash loves to live most of his life underwater. And
And Fortnite.
it's just cool. And I think the older they get, the more they'll be able to enjoy the city and all that it has to offer. So,
And I like being in the pool. Same.
yeah, they definitely love the pool.
Thanks for doing my hair. Thank you guys for watching this little update video on our life. Lots of exciting things on the horizon. Hopefully, we could film another video in our bathtub here in a couple months. Clothed.
Once we're back from Oklahoma City.
Yeah. But yeah. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching, and
We'll see you on the next one. We'll see you on the next one.